Hi guys, welcome back. My name's Harry. I'm actually not in my studio, if you didn't already notice. I'm actually in Wales at the moment, and this is the first part of the recording an unwelcome environments. I've got my Amethyst here, but I've actually bought a pair of BT301s with me and a V67 on top of that, so that I can show you guys just how to go about recording in these sort of environments, the things that you'll have to overcome, the kind of coin toss moments that you're going to get between maybe fidelity or avoiding things like wind, for example, and using a wind muffler, which then in turn dullens your sound. All these things I'm going to go over in the blog, so obviously make sure that you keep an eye on that. For now though, I'm going to go off and record the sea, then I'm going to go and record in a field, and then I'll meet you guys back at the studio and we'll talk about what I've got. So we're back in the studio now, and I had one full trip, in case you were wondering. Now, I wanted to talk about quickly how I went about creating these sound samples. It's relatively easy to kind of consider the problems that you might face, but there are quite a few of them that might arise. Depending on where you go, what environments you're recording, you'll run into a multitude of different types of problem. Usually you're kind of faced with some sort of very small grain, either mud or dust or sand in my case, getting into your equipment. Now there's nothing worse than trying to get sand that has clogged into an XLR lead, or even worse, into the capsules of one of your microphones, so do take care with that. When not using your microphone, I'd consider maybe having a box or some sort of case for it. When I took the BT301s, they come in this lovely box over here. Now, I appreciate that these aren't actually available anymore, but I thought it was prudent to maybe show you what I do. The 301 actually is quite a cleverly designed mic. You can point it wherever the sound source is, and it kind of picks up from roughly just behind the capsule, but it's also not a small diaphragm condenser. As you can see, it is roughly around about the same size capsule as what is inside the Amethyst. It's not a full-size capsule, but it's almost there. That meant I was able to capture quite a lot of the low-end content of the C as well. So I'd encourage you to maybe have a little think about what microphone you're going to need in order to capture the sound source in the way that you would like. Things like traffic rumble or a waterfall or something similar. Think about how that might sound in your head and how you might want to capture that. I already had an idea of how I wanted to use the sound of the sea, so I made sure that I captured a lot of that low-end content as well as the high-end detail, so that I could meld it and make it into whatever I wanted to when I got back into the studio. I would highly recommend having something like a wind baffle, but then you are also going to start limiting yourself on things like fidelity, and that's where the next problem comes in. How do you create coin toss moments between, do you sacrifice putting a wind muffler over the top of your microphone and then sacrificing the high-end clarity that you might sometimes associate with that microphone? Or do you take the time, find somewhere within that location that is going to give you an ample recording, and also make sure that you also keep your microphone dry or out of the wind, or save yourself a heap loads of time not researching the location or getting tired of wind ruining your very good recordings and then coming along and then spoiling it all, which I also unfortunately had a lot of problems with. We decided to go onto the top of a sand dune in Wales, and obviously being out of the cover of the sand dunes and being on the top of it meant that we were also in the direction and in the way of a gusty breeze. So that was one of my main issues, amongst sand, which then obviously would blow with the wind. In the meantime, make sure that you check out the JZ members area as well. I'm going to be posting up exclusive videos and exclusive content in that group as well. So if you own a microphone and you haven't joined yet, make sure you check that out. And until next time, stay creative.